Well, hey there, it's Elka, and welcome. Oh my gosh, I'm that thirsty. Welcome to the information session for the Design Divas, which is a very special membership that we just started for anyone who has a Zazzle shop. If you are a Zazzle designer, this is just water. Come join me. Listen to what I have to talk about today in terms of explaining the membership. Also, why it's so important to be in this membership so that you can sell more on Zazzle. Obviously, I can never make any income claims, but design has made a huge difference in my ability to sell on Zazzle. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Elka Clark, and my daughter and I teach and coach and mentor Zazzle shop owners to make money on the Zazzle platform. And I'm actually coming to you from our hotel room because we're currently in Mallorca, and my hair's still wet from being on the beach and swimming in the ocean today. We have retreats that we're hosting because we have clients who have paid us a lot of money over the past couple of years, but even in this last year, to become part of our masterminds, where we go very deep into what it takes to create Zazzle sellers. And that's why I'm here in the hotel room. I apologize. Usually I'm in my studio. Welcome to anyone who is on. I'm going to be going back and forth between the like YouTube to see if there's any comments. And also, yeah, the internet might be a little slow. So what I keep saying we, but I'm not actually with Jen today. I'm here to explain what the Design Divas membership can do for you. So I want to see your comments and answer any questions that you have. Before I keep going, I need to finally take a drink. I'm a bit parched from being on the beach all day. It's a rough life when you have passive income coming in. And a lot of people ask us that right away. They go like, okay, well, so you're making your money now on doing courses and memberships. And unfortunately, that is, an assumption you're making, and you don't know the truth. We are still currently very active in our Zazzle stores. Maybe you don't actually know all of them because we don't want to share all that with you, because we have a lot of people who copy us, and that's not nice, but it's a reality. And the most important thing is we're here for you. So in the comments, just write anything in terms of like, hey, are you a Zazzle designer? I'd actually like to get a guinea pig who is willing to give me a link to one of their designs that they think should be selling but isn't. And if you're interested, we can do a whole hour of this. But the point here is the way that we've been teaching. We've always been teaching a lot more business skills so that you can run a Zazzle store, but we haven't, and we also have had multiple courses in the past where we've done design teaching. But this is our newest venture so that we can help the most people and have it in a very cool community where even the community members can bounce ideas off of each other, support each other, and just have fun designing, right? Like that's the whole point. And we just think that this is the newest way that we can serve you as Zazzle shop owners. And just give me any sort of indication as to where you are. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing any comments. Are you that shy? Whoever gets to put a comment in and say, can you please help me with my Zazzle URL link, I will be happy to then use that and screen share and help you understand what happens in the Design Diva membership. We meet twice a month, and I do have some banners that I can, and there's somebody. Hi, Dolores, trying to get a link. Okay. Anyone else? There's 15 people on, so we need some more volunteers. The Design Divas meets as a live like this twice a month for an hour, and you submit your links ahead of time, one per time, and then we hopefully can get to everybody. But if we don't, you learn from others too, and you'll get feedback. And those recordings are there for you to watch again, because it's there's a lot of good data there, and that's really you learn a lot. And then the next piece, and I've just got myself finally somewhere where I can see if there's any comments, and I'm going to just double check. Yeah, so I mean, I do see the comments here, but just in case. All right, that's it. Zed Majos Sava said hi. Okay, you're a quiet bunch. This is for you. We are successful in Zazzle, and we're just like pulling teeth trying to get people to be as successful. There is so much abundance on the platform, so much opportunity for each of you to thrive in your own way on the platform. And what we've noticed over the years is that design is key. If you don't have good designs, like people always ask, well, what do I need to do to get my listing seen? Well, actually, it's actually not the listings. At first comes design. That's why we decided to create this Design Diva membership. You're going to learn a lot about, just basic design that is required in order to what we call meet the brief, which is a very interesting way to explain it. It's just so that it's not judgmental, because we never judge. We are here to help you understand what is necessary for your particular designs that you think are the greatest and that you love, and that you're bringing your creativity to the table, and then all of a sudden there's nothing selling, right? And so we have to help you understand how to meet the customer with your creativity. And if you're not selling, you're not doing that, right? And that is the biggest complaint that people have, is like, oh, I've worked so hard on Zazzle, but I'm not selling. You can do a lot of work. You can do a lot of, put a lot of time in. You can list a lot of products, but if they are not good designs, even if you get views, you are not going to make money. And we're all here to make money, right? And that person is from Serbia. Hello. Okay, Allison says, I have an account for years, but barely paid attention to it, and just found out about you and Jen, so started building up a new store. I can send a link, but it's still a work in progress. That's the whole point. This Design Diva, thank you, Allison, for saying that. The Design Divas membership is there for you to not worry as to whether or not it's good enough, right? Because your design in progress might actually be already enough, or your design in progress may be only 20% there, right? And you're going to make it go to what you think is 100%, but really it's only 50, and so you think you've done a good job, but you don't know because you haven't been trained, right? That it's very interesting how we as humans just perceive things as to our past history. And when I first started on Zazzle, I thought every single one of my designs was amazing. And I was so upset when they didn't sell. And it's like, I had to learn. And this is what the Design Divas is going to teach you, is how to understand what it is that it takes. So put your links in. Dolores is still looking for a link. Okay. We're 10 minutes in. In the meantime, what I'll do then, I'll explain things. Okay, so who can join? Oops, that's the, yes, that one's applicable. Anyone, including any of our clients from any of our courses, because we're only focused on design, right? So we're not talking strategy, we're not talking SEO, we're doing all the things that are necessary in order for you to understand why those products that are on the top, like editors picks, and those products that get viewed like thousands of times in a month, are truly getting viewed because they're selling. That they're usually selling too, right? That's what we're going to do in the Design Divas. Okay, we have what's called a founding members price right now. So if you join, we had one session already, but you get to watch that recording, and another session is coming up next week on Wednesday. And when that session comes up, you'll be part of it, right? So we're extending our ability to have you come into the session. We have over 60 people in there. We need to get to 250. Otherwise, we can't do it for the rest of eternity. We can only do it for this trial membership of the next 3 months. So it's almost like a GoFundMe project in a way. Give us the heads up that says, yes, you are committed to designing better and to be part of this community and become a design diva so that we can all thrive and succeed together. And it's for a very, very low price of $37 a month. I have to get the price right. 37 or 39. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You'll see it when you go to the link. And actually, I don't know how I put the link in. That's interesting. Okay, I've forgotten how to do that, but I will figure it out. And the most important thing is if you commit to the 3 months that we're doing this trial run now, you can pay an extra $1 that secures the founding member price. So then from that point on, as long as you don't quit in between, you always get this really low price that's in the 30s. And then when we actually launch in September, for real, because you're also getting a lot of stuff now that we're just testing out. Maybe you'll get more than what is actually going to be in the membership down the road. And it'll be $49 per month. Okay. And for that, you get 2 live coaching calls. They're kind of like coaching because we're giving you coaching on your designs. And then a community access where you can speak to other people and get all kinds of other feedback from any other course, like whether they were in our courses or not. We get feedback as a community. You can give feedback once you start to get really good. And we're here to support each other. We're design divas. We really are. And divas get what they want. They get sales. And I'm having issues with my internet, so I apologize. Okay, let's see. There's some more comments. Oh, Dolores said that Design Divas last week was great. Learned many new things. Yes. And it's everything from the tiniest little bit of something that, is going to make or break getting a bestseller to something that's more conceptual, right? Like, market trend isn't that right now. Maybe focus on something else. Like everything in between, those 2 extremes and everything in between is what we cover in the Design Divas membership live calls. Okay. Quick question. I'm going to I think I'll just go to Kim's comment because she's also got a great comment. The live sessions with the critiques are my favorite and where I have had many aha moments that have helped me. This new membership is a great opportunity for those who learn by example. Exactly. That is the other piece to this is so many people have asked us to literally walk through each piece. So we're in the design tool. We are changing out the template. We're showing you how to increase the bounding box or where to do that and where not to do that. We're checking to see, it's almost like we're also a bit of an editor, right? Because you've created the masterpiece and it's too close, right? You've been working on it so much that you may not see, you forgot a template, and afterwards you're going like, well, she just told us to, make sure everything's a template, but it's more than that because that's your product that you're going to put out, and then you're hoping it'll sell. And if the template's missing, your customer conversion, which is a fancy word for will they buy it if they see it, is going to go down because they're trying to buy it, but they can't figure out how to use the templates to change out the information for their own. And it's so simple, but it's also very valuable to get that feedback because you're really just in the middle of all that designing yourself. And it's really great to just get an editor to help you so that when you put it up, it has the best chance of selling and it can sell tons, right? And just to give you an example, a couple of my, Jen and I together have sold over $15 million worth on the platform. Actually, it's a lot more than that by now, but we just stay at 15 because it's already so much. And when you look at some of our top sellers, you realize, wow, it's a good thing I did everything correctly, because that one URL, that one product, that one version of a design can make a lot of money for someone. So, for example, some of my top sellers have made me $15,000 to $20,000 in US dollars, one URL, one product, one design. Now, that design then I used on multiple other products, which made me more money. But you just want to make sure each one of your products is really well made, so that when it does have a chance and like the universal lines and everything starts to come together, your product sells and there's no issue, right? Because if your product, people want it, but then the template's incorrect, Zazzle could take it down because they're getting too many refunds, which means that you've lost all of that. Or the customers are going to be upset with you. They'll never buy from you again. All of these things matter, right? We're here to serve the customer. We're not here to make money. The money flows after you serve, right? And so that's the most important part about this, is the design serves the customer. You have to do things like understand what someone wants in the design. We have Turnage and Watts on. She's a lovely lady. She's in our program. She's also one of our one-on-one coaching clients, and she really appreciates that feedback, right? Like, what does the customer need? And she's an amazing wedding designer in her own right. She does physical wedding invitations for huge clients, and they're even that transition going to the Zazzle platform, it's really helpful to have someone give you some advice. And like, you can even call it a mentor, or you can call it an editor, or whatever you want to do, to understand that you're here to serve your customer. You're here to build a very big brand and to leverage that to make the money so that you can get paid out. This people probably go like, yeah, but it's possible to say that there's a level that where people can plateau. We have brought clients to, at first, we thought it would be really great if people made $1,000 a month, but then a lot of people made $1,000 a month that we helped. And then we go like, okay, let's try to get everyone to $5,000 a month. And now there's a lot of people that are been, have had, and this is not that we're going to, do this level of coaching in the Design Divas, but even the people that are earning 5 to 10, and in some cases $20,000 a month that we've taught and coached, they still need design help. And you're getting that expertise for the founding member price in the Design Divas. We're not going to tell you like a whole production schedule. We're not going to tell you, we'll tell you probably what's trending in a general sense. Like, you've got something and now we go like, well, maybe try something else because that's not trending right now, right? That's what we'll teach for sure, because it's not, we don't want to lead you astray, and we're never going to tell you that's nice when it really isn't. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm actually probably a little bit too abrupt, but this is the whole point, right? You want to make sales. And it's not just about sales, it's about building a strong foundational business that can give you passive income for years to come. And also for you to decide how far you want to take your business. When I first started on Zazzle, I had a goal, but I far surpassed that goal. And every time I hit another goal, I'm going like, why did I stop there? And that's what an example of how this is this one. My Zazzle design, 0 views, but I promote some in Twitter and I get some views. The most important thing is sales, my dear, or if this is gentlemen. Yeah, That is more important. Twitter is actually not the best place to promote. Pinterest is better. And you can't have 0 views if you do get some views. You're sweet. Okay, but what you're thinking of is you don't have any sales, right? So this would be a perfect membership for you. And that's, I don't know, Jen has left me on my own, and she usually puts the link in somewhere. I'll put it in the description after we're done here, the live stream. But are there any questions that, and thank you so much for all the people that have come on and have said really great things about it. That's the whole point. It's awesome. There is nothing else like this if you want to sell on Zazzle. We are Zazzle expansion experts, Jen and we have been doing this since 2017, and we are darn good. That's all I can say. Okay, you're going to get, let's see, design tips for, oh, that's something else. Who can join? I already said. Let's see. Yes, we are doing what's called a 3. And the way it works is you sign up for one price, you pay now, and you get the 3 months access. When you get to that sales page, you will get an option to add an extra, like to lock in the founding member price for $1 right now. You're not going to get that dollar back. But then at that point in September, it will just start charging you the founding member price. If you don't join before September, you will be charged $49 rather than $39. And I've just got to make sure that that's the correct thing. And I will, yes, $39. Okay, so that's really cool because then you pay $10 less a month. When September comes around, you're not going to be able to get that founding member price of $39 a month ever again. Okay, anything else? The calls are the first and third Wednesday of the month at 12 p.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern. And if you can't make it live, you can submit your question your link to get a review ahead of time, and then we will review as many as possible in that hour. If by chance we get so many submissions that we can't review all of them, you can always resubmit for the next week, because we do this every second week. And also, sometimes what happens is yours is very similar to someone else's, right? We don't want you to get bored. We're not going to always just go like, ooh, change the bounding box. Can't just do that, right? So we're going to pick some beginner level type design learning lessons by doing a certain review. We're going to do some intermediate examples, and we're going to also do some advanced examples so that there's a lot of variety and you get to understand what's involved. So if you're a beginner, you realize, oh, there's more to this, and I'm learning. If you're an intermediate, you go like, oh, some of the basics I've forgotten because I've gotten really into designing things and totally forgot some of these basics, which is also really helpful, right? And then the advanced also, always, always good. Our best clients that do the best always, always, always go back to fundamentals. Every so often they check in again and make sure that they are doing it correctly and double checking that they can't, add to their efficiency, because that's the other thing. A lot of these designs require you to get really good and practice and get better and quicker at delivering something that could sell, right? So would you rather make 1,000 designs and only sell one? Which is actually kind of what happens, because if you're not really good at designing, you're going to have to make about one in 100 designs to even get a sale on one. That's sort of been the average of what has happened with any of our clients. So imagine you have to make 100 designs. That seems overwhelming, right? When they first start, 1 out of 100 might sell a little bit, not even a bestseller. So you have to get practicing and learning and being in a group where there's lots of talk and learning back and forth and visually seeing how these things happen so that you can get better. Because now our top selling clients, they I say, oh, this is trending, go make this, this, and this. They make it, and more than likely, each one of them sells. Why is that? And some of them become incredibly big sellers. The reason is because they've learned the nuances, they've understood how to serve the customer, meet the brief, and they also have gotten better at it. So it doesn't take them ages to actually post the products, and they deliver really high caliber designs that they know, and also I know they can just start selling because good designs sell. That's all there is to it. So if you're not selling, unfortunately, your designs are not, what people want. Okay. Anybody else who, like, we've gone for half an hour, no one's been put in a link. So unless you can you put a, or it won't let you? Because I just really wanted to be able to show a little bit about how this works. Okay. So let's see here if this even is possible, or if the whole reason that I'm waiting for link, yeah, I put my link in there, but how come I didn't see it, Dolores? I did not see your link. Did everyone just see the link that I put in? Yes. So I did not see yours, so you have to put your link in again, Dolores. Okay. While I'm waiting for that, I'm just you. Because once you do that, you profit because you have the power to understand what I just explained, where you can just go and say, I'm going to make this design because I see this is trending and I know what I have to do to deliver, right? To meet the brief. That's our objective in the Design Divas. Are you going to be there after a week? Absolutely not. Are you going to be there over time with practice and learning and understanding? Yes, you should be. And if you're not practicing enough and you're not implementing enough, because we teach every single day and not everyone picks it up that fast, right? So it's up to you as to when you and how long it takes you to pick it up. And really, it's not about designing more, it's about designing with purpose. And that's what I explained too, because I don't want to make 100 products and have one sell. Right now, I make about 10 and one sells. And then most of the time that one sells incredibly well, so that I get like $10,000 to $20,000 payout over, a course of several years. And if you have 10 of those, then you can start to see how much income can come in from the Zazzle platform. And that's just the royalty, that's not the referrals. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the way this works is you have a twice a month 1 hour live design session with either myself or Jen, and then the way it works is you submit a link, and then you can watch either live and ask questions about why we're saying the things we are saying about the critique, and you can learn even afterwards, because once the videos are posted in the course hub and you can watch them again, you can comment in the community and go like, hey, that thing that you mentioned in June whatever's design session, can you explain that a bit more? I didn't understand that, or whatever. So there's a lot of support there for you so that you can learn and practice. Obviously, we're not going to allow any copying. So if I'm reviewing someone's design, like, any of one that's on here, you're not the other people that are on can't just go like, oh, I'm going to just make the same thing. You can make the same concept, but not the same thing. So we want to make sure that that's pretty clear. Okay. But you're going to get anything from understanding how you can be competitive. Does it meet the brief? Because there's a lot of products on Zazzle, and if you just post something, and your post really needs to be very competitive, otherwise it's just going to go into the ether, as I call it, which is just cyberspace, and it's floating around forever in black hole. I don't want that for you, but you have to deliver. You have to meet the brief, right? Then photo templates is always really important. So many different factors that can stop a customer from buying. And we check those out when you ask for a review, and also with the text templates and the bounding boxes. And these are basics, but it surprises me even to this day. I always forget sometimes to do them correctly. And as I mentioned earlier, if you've got something out there and it starts to take off, but there's an issue with how the customer actually ends up adding their information, Zazzle could just take it down. And then it's like, wow, all of that effort to promote it and get all the popularity, and it's just gone. And it should be, because you didn't do it right. And so do it right to begin with, right? Then also design competition and how designing actually sells your product. And there's a lot of different things that we do and teach even in our course that will be talked about here in the Design Diva membership, so that you can really understand those special organic things, like, i.e., you don't have to actively promote. You can design to promote your own product in the design. And that is such a really big concept that allowed Jen and I to make so much money, and our clients to make so much money on the platform. Okay, so yes, I mentioned earlier that the cost is for 3 months at $139. If you work that out, it's actually 6 hour-long sessions. We usually charge $1,000 for an hour of private coaching. Obviously, this isn't private coaching, so you can see the difference in terms of the price, but also it's such an affordable price to even get access to understanding anything about designing to sell on Zazzle. And that's just like the best thing ever. So I highly recommend that you join. It's really not a lot to be sort of deciding, oh, should I do this or shouldn't? Why don't you just do it and then see if you like it? And then, as I mentioned, once you get to the checkout, there's an option here to lock in the founding member price for $39 for $1. So you pay that $1 now. That means that as of September 1st, you will be charged the $39, and then it becomes a monthly membership, and you can stop anytime. But I don't recommend you do, because I think it should take you, like, you should be in that membership all the time, because it's really cool. And it's also incredibly helpful to you to keep learning about design and learning about latest trends. And like, there's just so much benefit to literally being in this community, just being not lonely, making sure that you're in with the people who give you insider information about designing. Like, there's no downside to this. Okay. That's weird that the links aren't showing up. Okay, how can I do this? Because even in the phone, they're not showing. That's unfortunate. Okay. I want to do some designing. Okay, Allison, you put one in too. Where could we do this? I don't know. And Jason also put one in. Why isn't it showing the link? I'm sorry that it's not showing. Even in the YouTube channel, is there any possibility that you could just type in your store, but not the URL, just the name of your store, and then you see it on YouTube? Well, that's good. At least someone does, not me. What is going on? Maybe I have to sign in to chat, which means that I have to. That's not possible right now, because I don't know why my password on my phone. Okay. Ooh, there's Allison's. Okay, cute and caffeine. Okay, I will do my best. I think you spelled caffeinated and crafty. Okay. Give me a second here. As long as I spell it correctly. Caffeinated. Let's see what comes up. Allison's Store King. Okay. Which product would you like me to review? I've got it. So now we just have to review it. Allison. Okay. Anyone, I just started this shop. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so just do what Allison did, because we have 20 minutes. I'm happy to sit here for a little bit, and pardon my internet, but it's still off and on. Okay, so I am going to pick one and then I'll screen share, okay? Okay. Couple of things already. I'm going to just screen share your main store page, not even a product, because there's already a couple of cool things I need to explain. Okay. All right, so I'm sure everyone can see this. This is Allison's. The first thing is, you cannot put Netflix in there, okay? Netflix will be contacting Zazzle very soon and asking them to remove your products, okay? So, right now, what happens with copyright infringement is that actually you can put anything up for a while, but then when someone Netflix is, using their bots to browse through things to see if someone's using their logo, etc., and name without copyright license, they'll contact the Zazzle directly, or if someone now decides they want to buy this pillow or this sticker, then at that point, the Zazzle stuff goes through a copyright infringement check. And so if, let's say, I just I want to buy this pillow, and it is sweet and it's fun, I love the concept, but unfortunately, then if I'm purchased this, then when Zazzle's about to print it, they're going to look at that and go like, nope, that's not happening, and they're going to take that product down. So can't use any copyrighted names, and you could easily though go like movie and quilt or something like that, right? And so you can fix that design. You don't need to. You just can't use Netflix, and you can't obviously use Netflix in your title and tags either. So you like quilting, so that's awesome. Yeah, so even here, this is cool. So you've made this really cool design, and I'll just showcase how it's on I just want to make sure that I'm still showcasing this. I think I am. Okay. And so this is really cool. The design is decent, but I would say, and the concept is amazing, but this is where the Design Divas becomes so helpful, because you come with amazing concepts. I and Jen know how to create it to be marketable, okay? And actually, maybe that's what we have to do, is explain it that way. It's really so important that people get it really quickly. Now, I see the brain sort of, but there's a lot going on inside the brain. And maybe what you have to do is just take a little bit and turn the sections into something that's not so many colors, so that we get to see the brain, because right now it looks more like a damaged football, okay? And so I would highly recommend playing a little bit more with getting the silhouette of the brain done properly. And then also just, I know this is probably part of, it's just one piece. That's what I figured. Okay. So there's not even something I could do to fix this. You've got to just it's just an image you've uploaded. Okay, so your image, first of all, rework it. Make sure that if you can, actually have each of the things that's in here in the same font size, or make it different fonts, and then you can have different sizes, because right now it's just really over the top. There is no way to really, except for fabric, more fabric, even more fabric, that's all I can read. The rest is taking too long. Plus this is a tiny, tiny little ornament that's only this long, this big. And so therefore it's going to be very hard to see this as a thumbnail, and people won't get it. And then I would love to see a quilter's brain have that particular text. That's why I went into the design menu to see if I could fix that. It could be huge. It could start over here and go all the way to here. And then that way the letters would be bigger. It would be easier to see. Okay. So that's in terms of the design concept. It's coming along. It's an amazing design option, idea. It would be so much fun, but there's a couple more things, right? This is an ornament. Whose brain is it? It's not just a quilter's brain. It's, you know, Angela, Susan's, whatever, quilter's brain. Zazzle is a personalization. How so you to add that as an option rather than having it all just